my throat dry. Pause.
Whoa, that sounds
Y'all
crazy.
ready to
That
go?
was wow. Good thing I
Yo,
got that
yo,
off.
yeah. Can we see what you? Yo, could you unveil the outfit? Yo, I told you.
Right.
I told you, bro.
In
Look,
spectacular
I
fashion.
told you. Yo, Payne. What I tell you?
Don't be like that.
I'm just saying, man. When you
It's
know your
50
people.
years,
You
man.
know your people, dog.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
I almost
Come
pulled
on.
out the Kango, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna chill.
Nah, leave it on the shelf, bro. You good. Leave it on the shelf. 50 years, yo.
50 years, man. 50. Speaking of 50, shout out to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. The final lap tour is going on right
Yo,
now.
I'm pissed I didn't catch that when it came to Boston, man.
One of the
I think Kiss was talking about it, saying it was the best. It was better than Beyonce's or something like that. Right?
Yo, D, what's good, bro?
What's good, God?
Yo, we celebrating we talking about 50 years of hip hop, man.
Word up.
You know what I mean? And you know, salute to the DJ. Shout out to the brother Francis. Francis is a DJ.
Yeah, he's a fellow DJ.
I mean, salute to that fraternity, man.
He's a
Payne
selector.
DJ. You know what I mean? Like,
Y'all come from that culture. Y'all come from that. You know what I mean? That it means everything. You know what I mean? I think Little was gonna say this at one point. I'll steal it from him because I think it's super valuable, right? Like, we all come from hip hop. Everything we do, everything how we move, it's so ingrained in us. You know what I mean?
oh no, that was spot on what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was absolutely spot on. That was absolutely spot on.
I
Like,
think I was mentioning something like that to my man Jamal, assistant coaches for me at the OTL, and he was talking about something. I forget what his post was about, but it got deep. I was like, yo, they took our culture when they brought us here. We created a whole new one that's basically running everything now.
Yeah.
So now they're scared of us. Like, they have been for a while, but like when you take someone's culture and they're like, okay, we'll create a new one.
right.
That's some scary shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a fad. It wouldn't last that long.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bunch of stigmas attached to that culture and just early on. And I mean, yeah, I guess I can run with Little's quote for the night because that I know me early on that shapes the way I grew up. You know what I'm saying? That the things I listened to, you know, how I spoke, how I want to dress, my look, like all of that was heavily influenced by the stuff that I saw in videos. You know what I mean? And just like it's just an amazing part of my life.
For sure.
Don't be like that, Little. Don't be like that, bro. But like not only that, Chef, it goes deeper. Like your aspirations, right? Your definition of beauty, like all of this kind of shit was defined by hip hop. Was defined by what you saw with hip hop. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
A beautiful thing. So there's some breaking news today, with the arrest of the cat that supposedly killed Pac. I don't know how breaking that is.
It's not really I mean, we've all heard speculation about Keefe D's role or influence. I personally thought that it was not Orlando Anderson. I'm sorry. My God, I cannot think of the guy's name who had already shot Tupac. It wasn't Keefe D. It was someone else.
In New York?
I've heard the story before. Oh, maybe it was Keefe D. Maybe pardon me.
Yeah, Keefe D has again, Sparring Minds listeners. First off, welcome to the pre-show. If you're rocking out with us, man, we having a good time. Episode 1. What are we on? 134, something of that nature.
134.
134. We here to celebrate hip hop tonight, man. 50 years. And pardon us for taking this long to even getting involved with it. You know what I mean? We should have been celebrated hip hop. So we're gonna take the evening to do so. And we're just talking about how deeply entrenched hip hop is in what we do and in our community for sure. But in terms of Pac, Keefe D, right, has been talking about his involvement for 20 years.
Yep.
He's done multiple interviews. He's been everywhere talking about how, oh yeah, you know. And so he would say, I was in the Cadillac. Whatever. This is really just a story of Pop being mixed up in things that he probably shouldn't have been mixed up in. That's all this is. And
Mhm.
Keefe D was probably a gangster. I believe that he was gangster. I believe he was in the streets. But I think there's more clout chasing here than reality.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
He wants to. I think he wants to be that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Although why? But okay, that's your thing.
Because that's a stripe for some people. You know what I mean? That's like I said, because he's been talking about the story for years, trying to sell people on it. But like that's a stripe for some people. You know
on
what
the
I'm
West
saying?
Coast. Who are you impressing on the West Coast that you killed him?
Yeah. I mean, just saying, just knowing I'm the guy in hip hop that killed this guy that you guys he's so beloved by you guys and you guys love him and this, that, and the third. Like, no, I took him out. You know what I mean? Like, so
yeah, that's corny. That's corny. So Keefe D to the side. Rotten hell. I don't care what he does. Whatever.
I can't.
But that is going to lead into a question that I have for y'all later as we dive deeper into hip hop. So we'll come back to you'll hear Pac's name come back up again later. But while we got another 9 minutes here or so to rock out in the pre-show, one thing I did want to ask y'all: did y'all end up seeing or going to the hip hop 50 celebration at Yankee Stadium?
No, and I'm pissed. My sister went, and she loved every minute of it. I wanted to go, but money and timing just wasn't right. Like I wasn't able to get there. So
yeah, Chef.
No. I mean, I think we talked a little bit before we got online. I probably got through, and I'm actually gonna make a point to finish it because even though it's 7 hours, I still feel like I want to see it. I made it through probably like the DJ portion of it. So I saw like Battle Cat, Hurricane. They had a lot of good DJs. So I liked where it was going as far as like the different balance of DJs. So no, I didn't see it in its entirety, but I definitely plan to make a point to finish binge watching it. But I did start it.
Sparring Minds listeners, if you haven't seen the Hip Hop 50 celebration, it's on YouTube. It doesn't cost you any money. Just go take a look at it. Just watch it for the culture. Like I think it was just to support the culture alone. It's almost 8 hours. But it was really, really, I think it was a really good celebration for hip hop. And I say good because you can't celebrate hip hop and miss so many notable names, right? And I kind of feel like I don't want to spoil it because y'all haven't seen it.
Okay. I just, I think with anything like that, there's always going to be somebody who gets missed.
But they missed heavyweights, Chef.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, like so we haven't saw, but like who, like just
did
throw
they
some
miss
names
them
on.
or did they not show?
Well, so here's good question, right? And so what I'm gonna say is they weren't in attendance, right? Because as a fan, that's all I know. I don't know who got offered, who declined, who was busy. I don't know any of that as a fan, right? All I know is when I watch this show and we watching the Celtics' greatest celebration and Bird and Pierce ain't there, what's this? It's a little weird. Why are they not there? They should be in that conversation, right? You could trot out Mikhail. You could trot out Dennis Johnson, maybe. Okay, but where the fuck is Bird, right? So I'll give you a couple of notables. And then, again, go back and watch it. Sparring Minds listeners, keep this in mind also. I think at this point, we're going to absolutely go into a part 2 of this continued show.
Definitely.
Next week, right? So we're going to give you some more on it. Good question. So the show was headlined or featured by Nas.
Heavyweight.
Why am I drawing a blank on the
well, his company, his production, I believe Master Pill put it together. So I guess that makes
so it went Snoop, Nas,
heavyweight, 2 heavyweights.
Run DMC to close the show.
Now that's the part I'm mad I missed because that's the last time they're performing together ever, probably.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, because they weren't even going to perform together again because, when Jam Master Jay died, they were like, yeah, we can't have Run DMC without Jay.
Yeah.
But my sister said when she went, I guess they had said it that was their last performance.
Oh, God.
So, fun fact, real quick. I actually saw Run DMC perform in their entirety at the John Hancock building. Like, where's that at? Over there by like Newberry Street or something like that years ago. I probably was in like high school or something, maybe a little after. In its entirety, Jam Master Jay, crazy set was crazy, amazing stuff right there.
Now,
so that's nothing like that seeing them perform, yo.
Fun fact number 2, I actually opened for Jam Master Jay a couple years before he passed at the Diplomat out in Saugus.
Hard.
Jesus.
Yo, Payne, you need to lick some shots off or something, man. Where's your sound effects?
Come on, man.
I mean,
come on, man. What are we doing, man?
He is one of the GOATs, but
that's major.
I don't like to toot my own horn.
That's major, bro. That's major. That's major.
Well, and we'll toot your horn for you, pause, because that's a big deal. Like
that's major.
To say that.
Absolutely.
To be in that kind of company. Word up. That's
absolutely. Just to be in the presence of someone like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And if he's a down to earth brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might have got some game from him or something. And Jay was definitely one of the best ones. No question. No question.
Hey, D, knock that off. I ain't showing my age, brother. Diplomat wasn't that long ago.
Oh, shit. I told you who ended the show.
Okay.
Right? So let me tell you the notables who weren't in attendance. Again, why? It's not necessarily my concern as a fan. Right. And so I'm gonna hit you with some names and I'm probably gonna work my way up depending on your point of view. You ready?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Public Enemy wasn't at the show.
They weren't at the show?
No.
Okay.
Rick Ross wasn't at the show.
I could do without Ross being here.
Okay. Outkast was not at this show.
Yeah. Trying to get them together, though, is kind of hard. That was probably a scheduling conflict thing.
Listen, when you have this kind of show...
Sure Nas reached out. I don't doubt. Yeah. I'm sure Nas probably reached out to those guys.
He probably did, but, like, them two trying to get them back together for a show is damn near impossible right now.
Right. Dre don't really perform and do like music like that.
This ain't that.
No, I get it. I get it.
This is bigger than that.
Of course. I get it. I understand.
Kid and Play. I kind of feel like they belong at something like this.
Yeah, but how long would their set be?
So I want you to make sure you'll watch it throughout the course of the week and you'll let me know. But they were doing 2 or 3 songs max because there were so many artists.
Oh, yeah, they could have got away with that.
Oh, my God. Kid and Play got that. You know what I mean? So Kid and Play, I think, still absolutely should have been there.
Now, would they have
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
No, Crazy's dealing with health. I don't know if Bone
health issues, though, I believe, with them. I believe.
So why don't you pull up with 90% of them?
You can't have Crazy Bone is a big part of Bone Thugs and Harmony. If he's missing, that's a lot of their music.
Yeah, Crazy. I mean,
he's actually he was the toughest one, but a lot of people like
him. Right. In my opinion, Crazy was my favorite one, and he was the one that did a lot of other when they got like super major. He's one of the main ones that did like a lot of features, like outside of them, like doing other songs with other people. You know what I mean? And not saying all these excuses for why guys weren't there, but I just feel like it had to be something as to why some of those guys weren't in attendance. You know what I mean?
Speaking of attendance, we're in attendance. Sparring Minds listeners are in attendance. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling, Payne.
50.
Hey yo, Donut White, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence, you know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic, yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne, keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go. Let's go.
We back. Sparring Minds.
Yo.
Rocking out with us. Episode 134. 50.
Yeah.
50.
Today, 50 years of hip hop. So we're going to be talking hip hop all night long. And I doubt that we get through everything we want to go through tonight. So we will be back next Friday to complete our celebration of 50 years of hip hop. So y'all stay tuned for that. And right now we were just talking about the 50 years of hip hop celebration that was held at Yankee Stadium over the summer. And one of the things that really stood out was some of the notable names that were missed. And we'll just started going through some of those names in the pre-show. I'm gonna go through a couple more, fellas, and then we'll dive into the meat of the show. Really, salute to our guys, High Tower and Little.
Pause.
Pause. Pardon me.
Yeah.
So I left off with Bone Thugs. Y'all made a case that it was cool that they wasn't there. Okay.
Yeah, Crazy was, I believe, again, Crazy has been sick, so that could have been a reason why. Not saying it, but that I'm sure that probably just surfaced that he was sick, but I'm sure he was sick long before this. So
let me ask you this, fellas. I can see your faces now.
Mm-hmm.
Does Nelly belong at this conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna quote Hove. The only dudes moving units,
Pimp Juice
and us. Nelly and them niggas was something in hip hop.
Absolutely.
No question.
And so they absolutely should have done Country Grammar and Pimp Juice at this goddamn 50-year celebration. You know what I mean? So, that, they were missed. Little, what's good, God?
Yo.
What's up? What's going on,
talking
people?
about the 50-year celebration with Yankee Stadium. And I'm just telling the fellas, I don't know, did you get a chance to see it?
A little bit. I caught a little bit of that, marathon.
Yeah, it is a marathon.
Yeah,
and but I was just letting them know that there was so many guys that were missed. You know what I mean? So we're just going down the list of some of those guys that were missed. I just left off on Nelly, who absolutely should have been there, I think, because he had a crazy wave going on. Let me go through my list a little bit faster. And again, our vibes are different. No Limit. Should they have been there?
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe No Limit should have been there. They were not in attendance. You know what I mean? Redman was not in attendance.
That's surprising. That's surprising.
Yeah.
That was surprising.
Yeah, Red definitely should have been there, especially since it was in because it was in New York, right?
Yankee Stadium. Yeah, right next door.
Yeah. Now, where's he from? Jersey?
He's from Jersey.
Yeah.
Jersey.
It's just there gotta be a reason. I don't know. I don't know. Can't keep making an excuse for everybody, but I'm
but
definitely.
This is what I'm saying, and this list is dumb long.
Right.
So,
well, that name is one of the first ones, like probably outside of when you say Kid and Play, and I saw that D mentioned Slick Rick, where I'm like, like damn, I'm surprised that those guys wasn't there.
Slick Rick was absolutely there.
Oh, the ruler. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
He was absolutely there, and absolutely had the second flyest outfit in the show.
Oh, that was Slick's thing though. Slick always been.
I wasn't hip to it. I'm like, oh my god, Slick Rick out here showing off.
Between that and the jewels, between the jewelry, that was Slick Rick. Yeah.
He was super chunky that night.
Yeah,
it was crazy. Shout to Slick Rick. Let me keep going down the list. I know y'all are biased. Too Short and 40 Water were not there.
They're part of it though. They should be there.
40 Water, both should have been there.
Who's 40 Water?
I could definitely both of them.
Short, yeah.
I can see Short, but who's 40 Water?
40. I'm on the fence about 40. Short, definitely.
Okay. We're not going to have this conversation. Even if they came out as a unit, I would have been happy with that. The fact that they weren't there is kind of over the board for me. So, salute to the Woo. Those guys were there. However, Raekwon the Chef was not.
Something must have been going on because Chef and Esco are pretty tight. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, it had to be something.
Scheduling conflict. You got 7
It had
niggas
to
in
be
the crews. All of them can't.
You know,
They only
yeah,
had
he probably had to show us something.
They only had 3: Meth, Deck, Ghost.
There was definitely
And
scheduling
actually, it
conflicts.
was part of Ghost set. They just came out with them. And Capadonna came out later. Pardon me. Capadonna came out.
I would think that's a scheduling conflict because RZA would have been there. I would have thought if he could.
Yep.
So that's that. And then let's start getting into some of the heavyweights who absolutely everything I gave you leading up to this. Like, okay, you were on the fence, right? You could have went either way for some of them, right? The next 8, you have to be surprised weren't there. Here's one. Dr. Dre was not there.
Okay.
It was in the East Coast. He ain't messing with it.
Stop it.
Wow,
that East Coast, West Coast shit, that shit 30 years dead, dog. You got to relax. Dre had to be there. Eminem was not there.
Okay.
Okay. That's a little surprising. Yep.
Okay. Naughty by Nature was not there.
That's
That's
surprise.
surprising. That's a surprise.
Queen Latifah was not there.
That's surprising too.
Hold on. Hold on. Y'all look a little skeptical.
Queen
That's
Latifah.
surprising to
Queen
me.
Latifah's large though, man. Like Queen Latifah is like I'm surprised, but Queen Latifah is on another, level too, man.
Well, you know,
I'm hoping she wasn't overlooked. If she was overlooked,
but this is what I'm hearing.
I can't see that though.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, it's even though it was 8 hours. I mean, if you're asking everybody from hip hop to be there, you can't get everybody from hip hop to be there within that time. I mean, 8 hours.
8 hours, dog. Everybody do 2 songs. You could do 8 hours.
And then scheduling conflicts.
So
they must be touring. Guys are touring. You're not going to get everybody.
Let's keep going with some other major heavyweights that weren't there. The West Coast did have Snoop. They had Ice Cube did his thing. Snoop,
Okay.
Cube.
Yeah, Q was it.
West Coast did a great job. I mean, I watched it with the wife, and she's right. It would have been a little bit longer than 8 hours.
Definitely.
But I think 2 songs per, I think you're good, right? Let me give you 3 more, and then we're gonna switch gears on this, right? 50 Cent wasn't there.
Oh, he's on tour.
He's on tour.
Do you give him a pass? Why?
Yep.
I do.
He's on tour.
He's on tour. And this is something that Nas made. This is his 50 years of hip hop. This is his whatever.
See, I don't know about that. So you think Nas also curated the list?
He already had those dates booked. So if he was, and the tour was a weekend that he had a show somewhere else.
Here's 3 more, and one of these names was with 50. Busta Rhymes was not there.
Yeah, he's on tour with Busta. 50, I mean, Busta's on tour with 50. Absolutely,
so Queen's working on a TV show. Well, but again, I think for something like this, you take the day off and you fly out to New York.
Well,
easier
said than done.
Yeah, definitely. With your scheduling.
Let me give you 2 more. LL Cool J wasn't there.
He's on tour also.
Yeah, he's on that tour.
He's coming to Boston in November. He's on tour. What do you mean?
I don't want to give a pass for this. I think for this 1 year, hip hop has to be king in the conversation, right?
I mean, his XM radio station is doing stuff for it on top of like their broadcasting anyway. So it's not
and
like
finally
he's celebrating it.
Finally, there was a 50-year celebration of hip hop in New York City.
Don't say
Jay-Z.
Don't say it. He's on. Don't say it. Yeah. Don't say.
Jay-Z was not there.
We not. Yeah. That's
when you talk about having arguably the GOAT of hip hop. Arguably, and he's not there. That says something. And that's
his wife,
supposedly
he's on his
Nas's
wife's
man.
tour. I mean, he could have probably missed one of Beyonce's shows and beat it, but I mean, his wife's tour. He's, you know, I mean, he's been.
Were they paying these acts?
I don't know. I don't know. But here's what I will say. 50 years of hip hop, right? All of these acts should have already been on the road. If not, shame on your management, right? Because everybody is booking hip hop artists this year.
For sure.
Because everybody's celebrating hip hop.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
They should be working all year long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no reason why nobody should be getting a check right now.
But that could also be the downfall of it too, because if they're out working right now, when that hip hop weekend came around, they might have already had a show booked.
Yeah.
Already been booked, especially some of the people, you know what I'm saying, that you name too, like especially, you know, like Jay, Queen Latifah, it's Outkast, it's just certain people it's gonna be tough, you know what I mean, to get on that a tour like that, you know, or for a show like that. But I mean, like, they did have Fat Joe. Fat Joe was there, right?
Oh, Let me tell you something about Joey Crack. Joey Crack is one of the few people in life who understand. Busta Rhymes is the other. Who totally understand how to entertain.
Oh, for sure.
Totally, unequivocally, they understand how to entertain.
For sure.
Right? So Crack did. So just as an example, shout out to Trina. I like Trina actually, and her name may come up later in the show. Trina did a set. You know, she did some of her records, but we all remember Trina with Trick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't bring Trick out.
Well, they got an off and on relationship, so who knows?
Yeah, they've been going at it off and on.
Yeah, and she was just here probably a month ago. I went to see her in Boston. Spark FM brought her. She didn't have Trick with her then.
When I watched the Snoop set, Snoop he brought out Wiz.
Okay.
You gotta find Dre. You gotta get Dre out there with you. Those are things I think are requirements, right? Cam came out. You guys know my feelings for Cam. You got to bring the Dipset out with you, Cam. At least for a record or two. You got to do Dipset anthem.
Are they speaking right now? Because
that's
another group of people that be having off and on relationships.
They're all moving around differently. I understand. I get it. I get it. I understand what you're thinking about. Like in that term, yeah, definitely. It's dope. It will be super dope to see the Dipset out there together. But they seem to just be moving a little bit differently now with, you know, Kim and Mace really rocking, and they got the sports show popping, and you know what I mean? And so salute to Kim, because he actually made a post about that where he gave Nas a shout out because, you know, they had a little issue back in the day or whatever the case may be. So the fact that Nas was able to look past that, because it wasn't no like real beef, to put him on the bill was super dope. And it just shows you, like, you know what I mean? Nas is thinking it's bigger than the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, to have you on the show, like it's just, excuse me, it's bigger than our beef for the culture to have you on the show. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the mentality everybody should have had, honestly.
It's dope.
You know what I mean? It's for the culture. So we just talked about some of the missteps that happened there. Joey Crack don't fumble, right? I think Nas took their show on the road to. Oh, see, I don't know.
That's a lot of money and time, friends. That's a lot of money and time, dude.
Yeah. And it was something special about Yankee Stadium. There's something special about doing it in the Bronx. There's something special about that.
The birthplace of hip hop, of course.
Yeah. I think
it made no sense to do it anywhere else.
Right. For some guys that's probably never performed, you know, guys have probably performed the Garden. A lot of people ain't performing at Yankee Stadium.
No,
Yankee Stadium is major. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
absolutely crazy.
That's major to have a show.
The Garden's in Manhattan. The Yankee Stadium is in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Right in the hood. Yeah, right. Absolutely. And so, speaking of the Bronx, again, going back to Joey Crack, right? Crack obviously representing the Bronx. He come out on the stage with this incredible energy, right? Here's the thing about Crack. He come out with the Puerto Rican flag, right? Like, that's big shit.
Yeah.
That's big shit for Crack, right? Here's what he does in the show. Remy, bring your ass out on the stage. We doing a record.
Of
right?
course.
Of course, right? Remy, go ahead back. We're gonna do What's Love. Here come Ashanti. Bring your ass out on the stage. I love it, right? You're gonna do another record. Here come Peter Guns out on the stage. Peter go back. Remy come back out. Crack has a pause. Don't stop there, Chuck. He'll bring out KRS-One.
His idol, as he says, between him
Crack,
and Cat.
Crack understands how to entertain people and give you a quality show. Busta Rhymes is another. We didn't get the opportunity to see that. I think it's a misstep. But
Busta was on tour with 50.
Busta was
on tour with 50.
I'm not giving him a pass like y'all are. I'm not giving him a pass. Show up for this event, man. Show up for this.
So
it's a celebration.
Fuck the tour he's on.
Yeah,
Just
fuck them tour.
Fuck the tour.
Fuck this money we about to make over here on this tour.
Just saying.
Here we go, man.
I'm just saying.
Take a trip back with me real quick.
I got you.
Put yourself 91, 92, 93. Put your back around there.
Man, 92.
The first. Now see, and I'm tardy to the game, so this is where I'd love to hear from y'all, right? The first rap record I ever heard was 92. Y'all probably got into it 88, 89. I was super late, right? So I got in. The first album I ever bought was Das Effects, right?
Oh yeah, you real late.
That album was tough.
Yeah. Oh my God,
that's a good first album. That's a good first album.
That is, yeah.
And so tell me about what was the first record you ever bought?
Shit, yo.
The first record I ever bought.
Nah, come back, Payne.
Jesus.
They got like 7,000, nigga.
And I can remember off the top of my head. And I'm probably it was either something from the Juice Crew, or it might have been 100 Miles and Running. Because at that early 90s, West Coast was crazy. I think the Juice Crew was like the only ones that was still like really holding. It might have been 100 Miles and Running. Might have been the album that came out like 91-ish maybe.
Payne.
Yeah, I gotta think.
The first one I bought with my own money was Houdini's Open Sesame album.
What year was that?
87.
87, nigga?
Yeah.
You know, Payne got us about a couple years, bro.
But my pops bought me like a couple before then. But that was the first one I bought with my own money. Like allowance money. I was like, I want to buy this. From Record Town.
Yeah.
Holla.
Yeah. I might have brought EPMD Strictly Business. That might have been the first thing for me. The first one I brought with my own money. Yeah.
That should slap. That should slap for sure. And so when you bring up EPMD, let's just go there, right? Because you brought up a tandem. I brought up a tandem, right? Sparring Minds, this is me and Payne got into it in the group chat. Yo, Chuck, you don't know what you're talking about. Tandems are groups. We ain't doing that, man. You gotta relax, right?
They are groups.
Tandems is 2. Groups are 3 or more. Right? For the sake of the show, for the sake of this discussion. So give me we need to get a top 3 tandems in hip hop. Who belongs in the conversation? KJ, what's good, God?
Yo.
Who's the absolute lock? Tandems, 2. Absolute lock.
Eric B and Rakim.
I don't have them in my top 5.
Wow.
In your top 5, you don't?
I mean, Red and Meth.
See, this is where you paint yourself into a corner because
Chuck's the end to be different right now.
The tandem, right?
Yeah.
If the tandem is in a group, Run DMC was considered 3 guys, right? So they're not in this conversation now.
I agree. They're 3. They're not in this conversation.
Only 2 of them rhymed.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Well,
only 2 of them rhymed.
I understand, But
And
there were threesome.
so, but even
Tandem?
with this now,
Go ahead,
even
man.
with what I just said, Eric B and Rakim is technically
That's
not a
just Rakim.
tandem because it's
Yeah,
just Rakim.
Rakim. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where you paint
Eric
your
B is just a DJ.
I-
So I actually
so-
gotta remove that. I can't even use that because they're technically not a tandem. Because a
I
tandem,
mean,
No,
you
they're
got-
absolutely a tandem. They're absolutely a tandem. What are we doing right now? They're
so
absolutely a
but-
tandem.
but
So
only
it's
one is rapping.
They're a group.
Like, okay, I got Red and Meth. I got shit.
All
There was-
time.
all time? No, not all time. No, not
Yeah,
all
it's
time.
three all time.
All
Top
time.
three all time. Or,
Oh,
time.
top 3 all time.
time.
Ooh, yeah,
Outkast,
that's tough.
Outcast you
Outkast.
have to have in your list, right? You
Outkast
have-
for sure.
Right? You have
Yeah,
to Outcast.
for sure.
I have EPMD.
APMD,
Okay.
definitely.
So and I'm gonna leave my third because Chuck, you don't know what you're talking about. So I'm gonna leave my third.
Say, who you gonna say?
Give
The
me
Click?
a third.
What you gonna say?
No.
The Click?
No. I got Helter Skelter, but that's just me.
That's your preference, though. It's not like they sucked. Sean
Helter
Price is
Skelter's
nice.
Yeah, Helter Skelter's dope.
I got them there.
Rock and Sean P for sure.
That's my third. So
Hmm.
so where are y'all going for a third? I forgot
I
about
got-
alcoholic.
But,
Oh
but see,
man,
but see,
I would put
Outkast, yeah.
Outkast.
but see,
Law.
once you add the technicality of tandem versus group and kind of split, that kind of divides it up because, like Payne said, if you go in Google hip hop groups, they're not
Oh,
gonna break
God.
it. I'm just
Yo.
saying,
yeah,
they're not
they're
break
gonna
it
come up as
down
a group.
by twosome versus
For the sake
threesome.
of discussion,
Okay, yes, I'm sorry.
just
Okay.
stick
Oh,
with two. We're
bad,
gonna
my
come back to groups. We'll
well,
come back.
how
I
about
promise.
Naughty by Nature?
That's a
three.
trio.
No,
but
because
why?
KG didn't rap.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
So
I mean,
we're
if we're
calling
going
it
by Chuck's
DJ?
logic, if we're going by Chuck's logic, only 2 of them rapped. The other one's the
No.
DJ.
Take the group, fellas. Can we stop this?
Okay, all right.
Can we stop this?
Okay, just two
Y'all
people that
finding
rhyme.
loopholes.
Just two
Give
people
me
that rhyme.
1 KG verse.
Just two people that rhyme, fellas. That's it. It's just two. So we know Outkast is the GOAT then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Outkast
I-
is definitely the GOAT.
Outkast.
I mean, you got Mobb Deep there.
Mobb Deep. Yep, they're in my top 3.
Chuck. Oh, crazy. Mobb Deep, absolutely. Mobb Deep is absolutely my
Yo,
top
can
3.
we talk seriously?
Mobb Deep
we're
is
not-
absolutely my top 3. Absolutely. No question.
Minds, listeners.
No question.
I'm almost
What-
close to ending.
What was
Easy.
Cam and Mace called before?
It
Children
wasn't
of
just them.
Corn.
Because
But
it
it
had
wasn't-
Big L with them. It has
yeah,
more
Big
people
L.
involved.
Yeah, it was more people involved. McGruff. It was a group.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's say I bow down. We're gonna go with Outkast as 1, EPMD is 2, and a group, an unnamed group, will be number 3. That's
No,
what we're gonna
Mobb
say.
Deep. There's no
They're
unnamed
unnamed.
Mobb
Yeah,
Deep.
I
Mobb
can't
Deep.
believe-
Mobb Deep.
Mob
Cause
Sleep.
Yeah, but Naughty by Nature had more.
You
They
can't be serious.
did more than what any of those guys did besides Outkast.
You cannot be serious not considering Mobb Deep.
I don't have Mob Deep in my
Or-
top 96.
Or
Yeah, I don't.
you're bugging. Or since we're considering groups that have 3 and one person doesn't rhyme as a duo, how are we overlooking Tribe?
When we get to groups, Tribe will come back up.
That's crazy. This is what.
Horrible.
They'll come back up.
This is why I was saying that earlier in the week.
It
gets
don't
too
have
fluffy
to be
divide 'em.
sticky. It don't have to be sticky. They'll
You
come up
can't
for
divide
sure.
them. You can't divide them. It becomes too tricky.
Fuck it. You know what? Let's just go to groups right now. So you got Tribe. You got Wu-Tang. You got, where are we going? Who's number 1 has to be in the conversation for top 3 all-time groups.
NWA. For me, NWA,
Okay.
Wu-Tang,
Yeah, I got those 2.
and
I struggle with 3.
I mean, since we didn't count Run DMC as a tandem, no, I would say either Run DMC or I would say the Locks,
Okay.
because the
So-
Locks have to be in that conversation.
I agree with you, Chef. I'm taking NWA, Wu-Tang, Locks on my 3, but I got Ghetto Boys right there. Like it's tricky with me with Ghetto Boys. They're probably 3B, and I hate to do that 3B shit, but they're real close.
Ooh, that's a good one right there. But
Goody Mob,
they didn't
Goody?
have enough.
Yeah, I think they don't have enough hits. I'm a big fan of Goody.
Ooh, Goody Mob? Yeah, they don't have enough hits.
So much hits, enough albums. They only did like what 2 or 3 before they Cujo lost his voice or no his legs or something like that, and then
Yeah, he had that car accident, lost his leg.
Yeah, and then they like.
Good point with De La Soul. See, here's the De La Soul conversation.
Yes,
yeah.
Right. But I don't know if they're top 3.
No, I don't have them top 3 now.
Probably not top 3, but they're in that conversation. I mean, as far as like slept on groups, definitely
group,
Tribe, definitely Tribe.
That whole Native Tongue crew was like
definitely Tribe.
Stop it. I don't have Tribe. Another one's not in my top 73.
And you were telling us to be serious.
I don't know what you listen. What did you listen to growing up, dog? I'm just like, what did you were?
He was listening to disco.
What did you listen to growing up, dog? That's all I gotta say. Like we're all around the same age. Like we all around the same age.
Yeah, but some of us wasn't able to leave the house. Had to sit around and watch Granny listen to her music and stuff like that. Everybody wasn't able to go and listen to rap. Rap was forbidden in some households.
I listened to all that too, but still, like, man, Undeniable is undeniable. That Low End Theory album was crazy in its own.
I'm gonna go back and re-listen to the Low.
Did anybody ever say Public Enemy?
Yeah, I think someone mentioned
you know what? Here's the thing with Public Enemy. Here's the thing with them is that at the time their content didn't resonate to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was too deep for me at the time. I can listen to it now.
Oh, the Roots.
Oh,
yeah, good one.
You know what? But we're really kind of being biased.
Why?
Because no one ever said Salt and Pepper. We didn't mention none of the ladies' acts.
We didn't get there yet. Hold on, relax.
Yeah,
ladies, but they don't belong here. We all agree, right? They're not in the tandems. They're not in the top 3 tandems.
They are a tandem. There's 3 of them.
Right? No, they're not. Well, that's even up for debate, honestly. But they're not in this conversation. They're not in the GOATs conversation.
I don't know. I don't know. Look at them numbers.
Yeah.
Look at the numbers. Salt and Pepper was doing numbers, but like they.
So who you okay? Well, you replacing it with Mob Sleep?
No one mentioned the Fugees.
You could, and I wouldn't be mad one bit.
There's 3 Fugees, so don't hold on.
I'm not replacing Mob Deep with Salt and Pepper. Fuck out of here. I love
the numbers are crazy.
Crazy. If
we're going by numbers,
what are we talking about?
He's talking about hits and numbers. You put their numbers up against Mob Deep's. They did numbers.
Listen.
Well, you put them up against Mobb Deep, they make Mobb Deep look small.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we're gonna go by numbers, you can't go by numbers.
If that's what we're talking about as far as numbers, but get the fuck out of here with this. Like we using numbers.
But you're trying to tell me Salt and Pepper were influential?
So that's a different conversation.
Yes. So what are we going on then? Are we going on numbers, or are we talking about influential top groups?
But remember though, fellas, music is subjective. The 4 of us all listen to different stuff. Maybe some similar, but music has always been one of those things that's super subjective. It's what catches your ear, it's what you like.
Yeah.
Clearly, with Chuck saying he hates Mobb Deep lets me know that, listen, we just grew up in 2 different times where that's just not. That's a great one, KJ.
It sure is.
That's a great one.
About 8-Ball and
that's a great
one. Now
they're
better. They're easily better than Mobb Deep, in my opinion.
You're forcing it.
Stop it.
You're
you kidding
me? That's a good one.
Okay, hold up. So let's Payne, come back, bro. We gotta finish this show.
I don't blame you, Payne. He's wilding, man. He's wilding, bro.
All right, let's land on the top 3 groups before we move.
Wait, hold on.
NWA, Wu-Tang.
How are we forgetting 3 6 Mafia?
I don't think they're in this conversation to me.
Not top 3.
No, we're talking top 3s.
Yeah, you're limited when you're talking top 3s, but
yeah, that's true.
3-6 is tough though.
He might be getting looked at crazy down south right now, but
even Bone Thugs.
Yeah,
Oh,
Bone.
you know, now that I can.
We didn't mention
Yeah.
Bone Thugs.
Yeah.
We didn't mention Bone Thugs.
But listen,
And they've been platinum. A couple of albums were platinum.
multi. Here's the thing, though. You're not putting them ahead of NWA. You're not putting them ahead of the Woo, and you're not putting them ahead of the Locks.
no.
Actually, I don't know about the
Ahead of
Locks.
the Locks?
Yeah, maybe so.
We haven't mentioned Ghetto Boys.
Bone
either.
Thugs?
Maybe
I
so.
said Ghetto Boys is my 4.
I probably would put Bone ahead of Locks. I probably would.
Bone Thugs. Is
I
not
probably
ahead-
would.
Bone Thugs is not ahead of the Locks, and no Planet at all. I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
Why?
teach his own. Teach his own. Because again,
No,
music
I'm
is
hip. I'm hip.
music
Why
is
haven't we
subjective.
mentioned Ghetto Boys though?
I
We
have.
did-
I've
we
been
mentioned
to the
Ghetto
Ghetto Boys.
Did
kidding
you?
me?
Oh, my fault. I missed
yeah.
it.
Which
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Ghetto Boys though.
Which
That was
version?
my favorite group for a long time.
The version with
Any
Willie
version.
D, the version with Willie D, or the one with Big Mike?
The version with Willie D is really
Willie
the
D.
only.
I don't
Ghetto
even
Boys
consider the
I-
other one. Yeah.
Like
I don't even consider
I acknowledge the Big Mike one because that Till Death Do Us Part album was fucking bananas.
Fire.
But
There's no drop off musically.
yeah, oh, absolutely. I actually think they elevated because Big
Yeah,
Mike
but-
to me was better lyrically than Willie D.
Willie D.
But
Absolutely.
Willie D's undeniable swagger on the track was different.
Agree.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
So
I agree.
So that's gonna take us to
We did tandems. We did groups.
we're going to labels.
Whew.
And hip hop is, again, we all grew up in the same time period, and much like the Sparring Minds listeners, where hip hop was really started defined by crews and then later labels, right? So I think in this conversation, I'm going to accept crews as well. I might do it separately. Let's separate them, Chuck. Don't do that.
No,
Top 3.
no, you gotta
top 3
include
labels.
them. You gotta
No.
include them.
Well,
You gotta
all right,
include them.
let's start the conversation. Let's see where it goes. Top 3 labels.
you
Bad
gotta
Boy
go.
Top 3 labels?
Bad Boy has to be there.
I don't know. And I'm a Puff disciple. Like Puff was the reason I got into making beats. And
I know Death Row's up there.
when you look at Death Row. When you look at longevity, Cash Money's still like because you got
Cash Money's
still out there. Then you got to think about Def Jam.
Yeah.
They had
See how we go too far?
I
This is what
mean,
was afraid
So
of.
Def.
This is what I was afraid of. We can't include Def Jam, bro.
Why can't you?
Yeah.
Why can't you?
Yeah, I mean,
They had LL. They had X.
but
They
but
had
see,
Ja Rule.
See, this is what I
see,
was
the
They
afraid
had
of.
Meth. They
but see the
had
thing,
Redman.
right? And I know why you said, but see, here's the thing though, because right, so if you count Def Jam, then like, what do you do if you're talking about labels and cruising? You're talking about Rough Riders.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're blending
it's-
fields. Like
It gets
What do you
tricky
mean?
because those artists like Method Man was on Def Jam, Redman was on Def Jam. Do you know what I mean? Like it gets a little
It's a
tricky
label. He
when
said
I'm
labels.
just
He didn't say Cruise.
so then you gotta you have to separate that
yeah,
because if you because you can't mix Def Jam in there, then have Rough Riders in there too. And,
well,
excuse
by
me.
their definition, you don't even have Rough Riders.
If you're counting labels, if you're saying labels, right, then whatever labels were under them are added into that too, because now Def Jam had Rockefeller for a minute too.
See what I'm saying? See this?
Yeah.
They had
say
Rockefeller.
Cruise,
They have
Cruise is one
Rockefeller. Right. They have Rockefeller, Rough Riders, and Murder Inc.
Yeah,
no.
if you're
under
gonna
Def
say
Jam.
Cruise,
All right, so fine. Let's just do we? Let's just say Cruise and leave it alone. Because now we go into this shit, it goes somewhere else. Cool. We fair there. So we'll call it Cruise.
works.
And at this point, for me, I think Bad Boy's in that conversation. I think Death Row's in that conversation. And then I struggle. I have a 3-way tie for my third. I'll listen to what y'all got to say. I got Dungeon Family. I got So Def. And I got No Limit in that next tier. I'm not a big Cash Money guy. I didn't like much of their early stuff. So
because you're a
Cash
no limit
Money.
guy.
Yeah, Cash
I'm a
Cash
no limit
Money
guy.
is absolutely in that conversation.
Mhm.
Rough Riders is absolutely in that conversation.
yeah, I hear you.
Wait, top 3?
Top 3.
Nah, Rough Riders wouldn't be in the top 3.
No, not in the top 3. Not in the top 3.
So where's your 3?
It'd probably be
If Bad Boy and Death Row are a lock, the third field is open, right?
It probably have to be no. For me, it probably would have to be No Limit.
There's no limit.
For me, it has to be No Limit.
What about Aftermath? Is that considered Death Row?
That's the tree of Death Row to me. It'd have to be no. It'd have to be no.
Nah, I don't think it's a tree of Death Row because they split. Isn't Aftermath? That's Dre.
Death Row.
That's Dre and Levine.
But it started from Death Row. We don't count that as being. They split.
I mean, you can't count it because
they split, but it started from Death Row. It started from Death Row. It started from Death Row. Like
the artist started at Death Row, but the money wasn't going over to Death Row. Aftermath's money is not mixed in with Death Row's money.
Here's the issue. If you start talking about Death Row, right, then the conversation, at least with this terminology, why can't somebody say, well, really, that's NWA? Right?
Oh, absolutely. That's NWA's tree. That's the NWA tree. Absolutely.
I think it gets tricky. That's
the NWA tree because it started from NWA and it branched down into other entities. You know what I mean? But the starting platform of it is NWA because that's where all those guys started. And then again, once you break it down more, Death Row, Aftermath, freaking Shady Records, G Unit, that's all under that umbrella. That's Ruthless. All under right.
Oh, yeah, Ruthless Records with Bone.
Yeah, because he had Bone.
Yeah.
You even gotta include anything Cube had anything to do with too.
See, this is that gets a little
crazy. It gets
Cold
crazy.
Cold Chillin'.
Yeah, Cold Chillin' was big in the
Cold
80s
Chillin'.
and 90s.
Cold Chillin'.
So it doesn't sound like we landed on the third full cruise.
I think KJ had mentioned it. It's so hard to nail it down to 3.
Yeah.
P&M's run, Master P&M's run was crazy.
You
like
probably
that.
have to. If you're gonna narrow it down to 3, you gotta do time like eras, like top 3 in the 80s, top 3 in the 90s, top 3 in 2000s, and even then it's still hard.
Yeah.
Pause.
Speaking of that, so I think where we go next is as a retrospective, right? Because we're talking about Sparring Minds, listeners. If you tuned in halfway through the show, talking about just the celebration of hip hop, 50 years of hip hop, and our love for hip hop, right? And its growth and where what it's done. And the question I want to bring to you guys is: hip hop is not the same without who? Right? So if this person never existed, would hip hop still be what it is right now? Right? And give me some names that belong in that conversation.
KRS-One.
I have Jay-Z in that conversation.
LL Cool J.
Yeah, LL.
I'm just starting early on. KRS-One, LL Cool J. Run DMC.
Chuck and I discussed this one before we even got into the pre-show. The basis of hip hop has always been the DJ.
Yeah.
No Grandmaster Flash, no hip hop. He invented the mixer. The DJ was the thing people went to see when hip hop started, not the MC. The MC was an afterthought and became like the front man eventually.
That's a fact.
Sparring Minds listeners, keep in mind that people went to go see Jazzy Jeff. The light-skinned kid with him was secondary.
That's why it was Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince when they came out.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Eric B. and Rakim.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. So there are. I'm always going to add Tupac Shakur to that list.
Yeah.
Hip hop would be different.
Yeah.
If that person never existed.
For sure. For sure.
I still think you have to add Puff to that list.
Definitely.
You definitely got to add Puff to it.
Puff changed the way music sounded a little bit in those 90s. Keisha said Dr. Dre, and I think she's right. I think she's right.
Absolutely.
Definitely, Dr.
I'm gonna go to one that ain't nobody probably thinking of is Scarface.
Who?
Explain.
Oh, Scarface.
Face was that it was during gangster rap, so when he was big and it's all that like rah shoot you all the bullshit, right? But he was still intelligent and articulate enough to come across and express what he needed to express, not so much with the whole gang banging, bang them, like Can't Be Life. Like he could still do that. You know what I mean? There's some dudes that get stuck in that gun rap shit and that's all they can do.
Yeah,
Face was probably one of the first ones that's not all he could do. And then a lot of people don't know this, but Face wrote Bushwick Bill's famous verse on Mind Playing Tricks on him.
Yeah, I did.
God rest his soul. So he was probably writing for two people in that group.
Yeah. His name will come back up when we talk about GOATs.
Same thing.
That's how much I respect him.
Yeah.
Cube writing for Easy.
Yeah.
Teddy Riley. Yeah. Teddy Riley's another one people might not say too because they're so fixed on the New Jack Swing thing.
Public Enemy belongs in this conversation?
Yeah.
Public Enemy, Ice Cube, Big Daddy Kane, Curtis Blow.
During that positive rap, like when positive
rap was coming around. Wait a minute. I don't want to just throw out every name, right? Like, I think hip hop probably would have been what it is today without Public Enemy. And I say that to say, I don't know if hip hop embraced their message like that at the time.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I disagree.
Like the power?
Yeah, I disagree with that one. Definitely, they
power.
weren't
Flavor Flav made the hype man a thing.
Oh man, heavy D.
Yeah, heavy. Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
Why?
Maybe. I guess if you have to narrow this kind of thing down, right? It's tough to just kind of say everybody made hip hop what it is. Like, nah, come on. You know what I mean?
But there's so many people that made a contribution that it's like it's hard to overlook some of these people and the impact that they made at the times they made it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, so it's you can't say every name, but it's like, we're all sitting around just brainstorming and kind of thinking of names. And when you say certain ones, you're like, oh shit, like damn. And it brings you back to the time in which their music, thank you, Lala, the world's greatest entertainer. The world's greatest entertainer.
Absolutely.
Dougie Fresh.
Like, are you kidding me, Doug? Like, are you kidding me?
That is
you know what? If I had to pinpoint one person, it'd probably be Russ Simmons. Maybe that's who I'll go with.
Dougie had you doing this kind of stuff, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? In the mirror practicing it, darling. Are you kidding me?
We're forgetting the ladies too.
Little, come on, bro.
No, you're right. You're right.
I peeped that pain. So let's just go there right now. Top 3 female spitters of all time.
That's still tough too. And we know, like,
Missy.
Kimmy's involved. Lock.
Who?
Debate.
Kim.
I would have said MC Light first.
Yeah.
Light. I got Light at 2.
MC
and then
Light.
I can't debate Latifah at 3. This actually might be easier than I thought. Kim, Latifah, Light, 3 done.
Nah, I'm taking Missy.
Over who?
Really?
I'm taking Missy.
So who you replacing?
Shit.
Missy's got a special place in my heart, dog. You already know how.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
I don't know if it's
any of those 3. I'm gonna take Missy.
You say Missy's the GOAT?
I'm gonna take Missy over any of those 3.
Honestly, Missy, if you're encapsulating everything, like, because she produces, she writes, she's the best female performer. Like a live show, she's gonna give you the best show out of all of them. So, yeah, I could see that.
Like, there was a time when her and Buster were going head to head, with everything. So
Buster's on record as saying Missy's probably the only one that could fuck with him in a live show. And
Yeah.
I believe
So I don't know where we're going with this. I'm not. Missy's not. I can put her at 4 and agree with you guys and be happy,
I
right?
just don't know if I
first of
consider
all,
Missy.
give me a Queen Latifah verse that you can remember right now. I mean, I know Maine
Unity was a
and Pain
classic.
can. Give me
Unity
one.
was a classic.
Thank you. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. MC Light, Lauryn Hill, and I would say probably Queen Latifah.
I like Lauren. I definitely like Lauren.
Lauryn Hill bumps
Good
out.
call, Mike.
whoever
Good
was-
call, Mike.
Good call, Mike. Lauryn Hill definitely bumps out a lot of people. Lauryn Hill, MC Light for sure are locks.
You're not removing Kim. So let's just make sure we're clear. Little Kim is the blueprint to every female rapper in the last 20, 30 years. Little Kim is the blueprint. Kim goes nowhere. Without
That's
Kim, you
true.
don't have Nicki, you don't have Cardi, you don't have none of this without Kim.
Yeah.
Missy and them took different avenues. But everybody else, Foxy, everybody's because of Kim. It's crazy to not have her in the top 10.
Hey, we're gonna get,
Yeah, we'll agree to disagree.
we're gonna get accused of being old men being biased to older generation by not including any newer MCs on these lists. Y'all know that, right?
Who
Yeah.
belongs? I'm open to something. If they belong, I'm open to it.
I mean, despite
Yeah, I mean, you
how
got Rhapsody.
how she acts at times, Rhapsody's tough. But despite how she acts at times, Nicki's tough.
I agree. Is she better than MC Light? No.
No.
She's not better than Latifah.
No.
She's not better than Missy. She's not better than Lauryn Hill.
I've heard Nicki out rap Jay and Rick Ross on a beat. On the monster beat, she out rapped everybody on that
I
song.
agree with
And
you.
those are some top guys, and they didn't come soft on that song either.
I agree with you. But that doesn't mean she's in the top 6. That verse was incredible. Salute to Nicki.
She's definitely in the top 6.
So who does she bump out? I just gave you the names.
Nicki's up there.
Okay,
Nicki's up
so
there.
we can
Nicki's
put her at
definitely
6 and be happy. Let's put her at 6 and be comfortable with that.
Nicki's definitely up there. You can't
I think
overlook
she's
Nicki's.
top 5.
You can't overlook Nicki's
Who was
body
she
of work.
better than? Latifah?
Lyrically, I mean, Queen's tough, but I think Nicki like spitting, like when she spits, like that shit's crazy. Like, have you heard some of her mixtape shit?
Listen, you don't gotta sell me on Nicki. I'm a big fan. I can't put her ahead of Latifah. Light, Lauryn Hill, I can't do it. Kim, I can't do it.
If you're going by influence, no. But if you're going by how they spit in their lyrics, I got her over like maybe one of them.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Or
a second.
she's in the top 5.
Hey, hold on a second, real quick. Sparring Minds says we don't normally do this. We're gonna take a pause in the show. Y'all go get some water. Come right back.
We don't normally do this.
Yo, Payne, I think somebody in the comments
We do this all the time.
said Monster sucks. That's why I think someone just said it.
Said who sucks?
This
So somebody in the comments said that song sucks when we was talking about Monster.
Maul said that. That's Maul.
Oh, Maul.
Nah, I'm gonna assume. Nah, he made a mistake. That's my mistake. Okay, Sparring Minds, we back. Pardon me. We had to take a quick break.
Maul's a hip hop guy. Maul, you know.
You see the album cover? That was
That's Maul, but again,
Yeah.
music.
That was the Midnight Marauders. That was the Midnight Marauders cover.
Yeah, exactly.
His birthday, because he had a birthday party, and that's from his birthday party. They did a backdrop with his face like the Midnight Marauders. Shit's dope.
And Maul's a hip hop guy. Maul's definitely
Following for saying that Monster was trash.
Maul's definitely a hip hop guy. Maul knows music.
He's a purist. He's a purist.
Yeah, he is.
I love it. So clearly, we can't get to a top 3 consensus on.
That's tough
on female rappers.
I told you it's tougher than you think.
It's so it's so subjective.
I don't think any of us even said Foxy.
She's in that 10 range because I got her behind Rhapsody.
Okay.
And honestly, y'all might give me shit. I got her behind Mia X.
Mia X, okay.
Yeah.
You got who? Foxy behind Mia X?
Yeah. And I might even have her behind like Lady of Rage or Yo-Yo or something like that. I don't know if Foxy is. I'm noticing something a pattern with you in Queens.
because you don't really mess with Nas too tough. You don't mess with Mobb Deep, Foxy. No, listen, I'm noticing a pattern of
I didn't even know Foxy was from Queens. See that?
Excuse me. No, I'm sorry. Pardon me. Foxy's from Brooklyn. Pardon
me. Jason, we didn't talk about
Pardon me.
We talk about
okay. So then definitely that changes it up a little bit.
Because where's Rod Digger at?
Rod Digger's conversation. Rod Digger.
I think Chuck's being biased against Remy for the rumors that are out here right now.
Oh my God.
Remy is not applicable right now, son. Remy,
Remy's not
See? Yeah, everybody agree. Mia X was that. Okay. Mia X was that chick.
I wasn't big on Mia X, but okay.
Yeah, she got busy.
What about no one's mentioned her, and this is one of my celebrity crushes, Eve.
Yeah,
we just said Eve.
Yeah, we just said somebody.
She all right.
She's get busy.
No, Eve gets busy. Eve gets busy.
To even be able to rhyme with those Rough Rider dudes.
Busy.
Yeah,
just to be in there.
Busy.
We know she belongs.
Eve is one of those ones for sure. Eve is one of those ones.
I like Trina, but she's on the outskirts of this conversation.
Yeah, lyrically, I wasn't
trash.
She was.
But again, okay, so right, so are we saying that you only gotta be like if you're super lyrical, like that only thing that makes you dope? No, not just super lyrical, just because if that was the case, then guys like Talib Kweli and stuff like that would be considered the best guys if we just basing it on your lyrical impact. Like, we know it takes more than just that to be a dope MC. Your lyrics.
Yeah, you're right, Chef. We recognized that earlier when we said Missy. Missy wasn't the best lyricist, but she was elite at giving you entertaining. She was that.
Yeah, I don't think Trina's elite at entertaining. She's just a pretty face.
I agree.
Yeah, trash.
I won't go that far.
She's
trash. I don't even know 3 songs.
Yo, that chick from Diggle Planets was nice too. Good.
Yeah, she was. Ladybug was tough.
Yeah,
Ladybug was tough on the low.
Well, yeah, that's real shit. And the other, what's that chick from The Rock?
Emil.
She's probably 20s, 20-25 range. She's down in that range.
High. That's high.
She's better than Gangsta Boo. She's down with them. She's down with them. You know what I mean? Okay, so we got females. We couldn't land on females. Here's one. Oh boy.
Wait, time out. Do we have one of this generation? This new school rap? Do we have any in there?
You can always throw their name if they belong into the conversation.
You said Rhapsody.
Yeah, besides, Rhapsody's been around for a while. She's been there at least 15 years. She's been around.
That long?
Yeah. She's been around.
Okay.
Moni Love got busy too.
Moni Love. Oh, Doja Cat.
I don't know Doja Cat. What is Doja Cat?
I heard her new album was good.
That's one of these young chicks?
Yeah.
Like
okay.
I like some of her shit.
To be involved here, she's got to have the classic.
Right? I like Coi Leray.
I like Coi Leray too.
Okay, so they have classic albums. That's what you're telling me, right? Because everybody we mentioned today has a classic album. Who the
hell nowadays has a classic album?
Right, so
like they got good albums.
Why would they come up with this conversation? We're talking about GOATs, right? We're talking about top 3 of all time.
I think classic is thrown around a little too much.
Way too loosely.
As far as like who's saying everybody has a classic album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you don't think the names that we've mentioned tonight so far, all of them have at least one classic album. All the names that we've mentioned.
In our top 3?
Who's living in the top 3 have a classic album. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
At least one, yeah.
Yeah,
at least one. Definitely.
That's all I'm asking for. Is you gotta have a classic to be in the top 3.
At least one.
Yeah.
At least one.
So let's go here because I think that's a good segue to most overrated.
Ooh.
Right?
Jesus.
Top 3.
Oh shit.
All subjective. This should be fun.
3?
Yeah. Top 3.
Male or female MCs?
Let's start male.
Overrated.
I have Nasir in this conversation.
See, that's
you have who?
Really?
You just this is shock just for shock value.
No, you guys know my feelings on Nasir. And Chef, here's the thing. You and I talked about this offline.
Yeah.
I gave Nas his flowers. and I said Nas's adult albums are incredible, right?
As if
But-
the younger ones aren't.
Yeah, I can
That's
pass
crazy.
on those. Nas is bedtime music to me.
Oh,
Yeah, you're smoking.
I just, like I said, I just, you know,
He's
I just go back to like, you know what I mean? Like, what were you, like, what were you
Incredible
listening
lyricist.
to?
We'll get to lyricists later. But
Okay.
I got
All right.
one that people probably will think I'm crazy for, but I think the game's overrated.
God, no.
If he talk about a cherry 6-4 one more damn time in a verse,
Listen,
shut the fuck up about them damn riots and the cherry 6-4. Rap about something else, man.
he overthrows out names too much. Because he's
Yeah.
always mentioning, you know, names. But, you know, again, like albums, documentary was crazy. And I believe in the one after, he said Rick Ross overrated. But again, this is subjective. So when you gonna have these kind
He
of
picks the best beats. His beat
his production,
his beat
choice.
selection is crazy.
Yo,
yeah,
And that's what Nas's problem is.
Pause.
See?
His beat selection's out there. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Sure.
It is.
Mhm.
Totally agree.
Hmm.
Totally agree.
Overrated. The most overrated? Jesus.
Overrated.
It's hard for me to come up with 3 of those. Pause.
I kind of feel here we go. Because I always get pantsed on
the game definitely has a legendary
I think
album. If
the
we're talking classics, he definitely has the
He
documentary.
does have a legendary album, but I think he's
He does.
overrated.
Which one? The documentary?
Documentary, the first
All
one.
right.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
fine. All right.
The first
I
one.
I even like his second album, but I think
Yeah.
I like his second album also.
as a lyricist.
Let me see. Who's most overrated? I'm still stuck on this one.
So can I
Lyric?
say this really quickly?
Hmm?
Go ahead, Payne.
Lyrically, even though he's my guy with everything else, 50's overrated. After his mixtape era, lyrically, he's
Who?
overrated. With 50.
Who?
After his first album,
Come back,
the
Chef.
mixtape,
Come back. You got the whole show.
Tell me
fellas.
Tell me some tough bars after his first album. Tell me
Yo.
some tough bars after his first album, man.
See, this is where it gets tricky.
I think all y'all just smoking right now.
But did you not
I'm
hear what I
actually
said
drinking.
lyrically? I said
I'm drinking, I'm not
after his first album. Where has 50 been tough?
But we're
Where?
not talking about lyrics. We're not talking about lyricists yet, Payne.
Yo, we all know that lyrics alone do not make you a dope MC. We just said that.
A minute ago, you wanted to put Missy in the top 3.
We can't base it off of that. Like we can't. I mean, we all have different opinions.
That's
So
why I said lyrically. That's why I said lyrically. But if impact overall, 50's like up there. Like
Yeah.
But
between the TV shows alone, shit.
he makes great music. He has a classic. He has a classic album.
Made great music.
Huh?
Made great music. When's the last good music he's made?
I mean, all the music he makes for his shows are good. The intro songs for all his shows are good.
I don't know if those are his. Does he make
Those are all his songs. Yeah. The power joint with him, Jeremiah, and Dirk for Force.
Oh, Big Rich Town was tough. I like
part
that.
of the game with NLE Chopper for Kanan. That's a good song. And even the Big Rich Town with Joe's a good song. I mean, I don't know. His discography, I'm probably just butchered the word, but is crazy. Definitely not saying fit. I mean, but you know, agree to disagree.
I don't know.
I have RZA on my list as overrated.
RZA?
As an MC, absolutely. As a producer, no.
Yeah, but again, I'm taking the entire contribution to hip hop.
Okay, if we're doing that, then I have to rescind the 50 if we're talking about entire contribution.
Yeah, I think his entire contribution. I think
RZA's entire contribution to hip hop.
Listen, and I love
yeah,
the kung fu. I love that kung fu stuff. I loved it. Love, right? But as a rapper, he was trash, and no one ever says that out loud.
Who,
right?
Cam?
See what I'm saying?
Where the hell did you get Cam from?
They'll bring up everybody else's name, but they won't say, "Nah, RZA's a bad rapper." He was not a good rapper.
He wasn't a good rapper.
Bad is generous.
Yeah, right. So y'all give him. So he's overrated to me. You're giving him credit for. You're giving him more credit for his production than him being a total entity in hip hop.
Master P was trash.
He's totally an entity in hip hop. He has
Silk the Shocker was trash.
He's arguably behind the best group ever in hip hop. He's the one that kind of orchestrated the whole thing.
He absolutely did.
Like, I don't know how you can take that away from hip hop. He just happened to be in a crew where there were other dudes in the crew that happened to be, their blades would just happen to be as sharp as his paws. You know what I mean? Like, but come on, man. I think you need to watch Wu-Tang American Saga. You know what I mean? Like,
I absolutely watched. I absolutely watched Wu-Tang American Saga.
All 3 seasons?
Yeah, it doesn't boost. It doesn't boost his value to me. He's still
this guy. KJ said is like, Edo G, a top 50 rapper, and I will say no, he is not.
Come back, Payne.
Love Ed. Love Edo G.
Come back, Payne. Come back, Payne. What's your opinion, Payne? Edo G.
Top 50? All right. I don't know.
Not Edo G.
I've never gone down and written a damn list, but
he's got a pretty dope album though with Master Ace that they had though. That was, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sure.
I don't see
not top 50, you know.
Let's dive into one more segment here for the evening. I mean, like I said, Sparring Minds listeners, we're coming back to this next Friday. We're going to finish it off. But there's a lot here. There's a lot here in hip hop, and we're going to celebrate it to its fullest extent. And so let's dive into. Actually, we'll do 2 more, fellas. How about that? Y'all okay with that?
Yeah, we should be good. Yeah.
We just talked about overrated. Let's talk about underrated.
I got a long list of this. Pause.
My list starts with AZ. We don't talk about AZ enough.
Agreed.
Love AZ. Yeah.
Agreed.
He's absolutely that dude. Absolutely that dude.
He's got a super dope song with the RZA too, by the way. Google AZ.
I believe it.
I believe
it. And my second name on this list for most underrated is Redman. So here's the thing with Redman, right?
Yeah.
Is that because Redman was comical sometimes and giving you Superman lover and things like that, you don't realize he'll cut your head off with a verse, right?
Absolutely.
And Redman don't get enough credit for being a lyrical assassin. He's really
true.
Red's tough.
And you don't know it until you listen to his albums. Because listening to his singles, you'll be like, this dude's a goofball. Not close. Not close. And there's a reason why he can spar with Meth easily. He belongs.
Easily.
He's better than Meth.
Muddy Waters is probably my favorite one.
Muddy Waters is a classic.
And
Little, I agree with you. I think he is better than Meth.
I brought that Muddy Waters, my senior year at Dorchester High. I played that shit to death.
I don't know what my favorite Redman album is.
It's Muddy Waters.
It's Muddy
Waters. It's out of Muddy Waters and
for sure.
What was the one before that? What Time for Some Action?
Was that what the album?
Yeah, I think I like that one too. The one with Time for Some Action.
No, there was another album between that. There was another album between the album and it was There Is a Dark Side. The whole shit was Red.
Yeah, that was around. It came around the time the Purple Tape came out. Yeah, Red didn't miss.
Oh, yeah, he was really that dude.
He didn't miss. They were really just bang bang bang.
Ooh,
and KJ absolutely delivered my number 3, which is Sean Price. And I talked to you guys earlier about my love for Helter Skelter. Sean Price was really that nigga. So those are my top 3 most underrated. AZ, Redman, Sean Price.
That's a tough 3. We give Chuck a lot of shit about his music knowledge on this show, but that's a tough 3 for underrated. I ain't gonna front.
Yo, I just want to salute the Wiz, because I'm sure.
Oh, don't do this, Chef.
I'm sure.
You said she helped him.
I'm sure my sister had a lot to do with, you know what I mean. This right here. No, Chuck. You know what? Like Payne said, we definitely give you a lot of stuff for your music taste, but I give you that one, brother.
Who y'all adding to the list? Does anybody else belong in that list?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me Yasin Bey, aka Mos Def.
Yeah, Mos Def.
Give me his partner in crime, Talib Kweli. and of course Black Thought.
Yeah.
He always goes unmentioned. I always wondered why.
Yo, tough. He had one of the best freestyles of all time. I'm gonna go out on a limb. One of the best all time on Flex's show.
I seen that. Yeah, he killed that. He killed that.
See,
Go ahead, Chef.
I seen somebody mention Cool G. Cool G rap is definitely, I feel like, super duper underrated. He doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion. The Jizza.
Yeah.
I feel like what Wu-Tang, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's always Meth, Ray Ghost, Deck, but I feel like the Jizza doesn't get his just due enough, and he probably has one of the best solo albums of all of those dudes when they first dropped the album.
Liquid
Swords is crazy.
Yeah.
Third underrated. I mean, I
think Cube gets his.
I think Cube gets his due. I think Cube gets his due.
Yeah, I think Cube gets his due.
Maybe he's not. Maybe this guy is not underrated, but but I'm gonna say Siegel.
Benny?
I think he gets his due, don't he?
I don't know if Siegel gets. I don't know. Does he? I mean,
I feel like he does.
Really, fellas? Like, go around the room.
I don't think anyone in that whole rock crew was really too underrated, other than some of the guys in State Prop, and that's because they weren't around long enough to establish themselves.
Common's a good one too.
Yeah.
No, he's another one. I think he gets his shine. People know Common, B. Common ain't underrated. He's not Yasin Bey. He's not that. Common.
They're in the same boat, though. I think.
Kinda.
I think Common leads.
I think they're in the same boat.
I think Common leads it.
I think they're in the same boat.
I was just KJ, real shit. I was literally just listening to Sugar Free yesterday.
Yo, don't encourage him, KJ.
Please, KJ, don't encourage him.
Yesterday, B. Just listening to Sugar Free.
Definitely not listening to Sugar Free.
Okay.
No way, unless
you're missing out.
Unless it's a damn, unless it's a Gatorade. I'm just like, yo, I need to chill down.
I think Pun gets his due though, Mike.
I think Pun gets his due also. Yeah,
I agree.
How many albums did Pun bring out? Just one?
Yeah, two. I thought.
Yeah, two.
Yeah, 2 albums.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He passed away when I think Yeah Baby. I think when that came out, I think he had passed away at that point.
Is Capital Punishment a classic?
Yes. Yeah. To me,
Yeah, Baby was not, but Capital Punishment was a classic.
No, Yeah Baby wasn't. Yeah. Capital Punishment was. Yes.
Yeah. We'll bring up Pun's name next Friday when we talk about goats.
That sophomore jinx is real though. I mean, like, it's very rare.
It's not like it flopped.
No.
It just wasn't a Capital Punishment.
Because that's the one that's the one that had that single on it. That's why it didn't flop.
Right.
Who was the other cat that was in that group? Was Cuban Link?
Yeah.
Oh, stop it, Rich. Knock it off. Capital
Rich,
Punishment.
Capital Punishment not a classic?
That's not a classic?
What are you talking about, Rich? Don't do this. Don't lose credibility, bro. Don't do that. Because we love you on this show.
Come on, Rich.
I don't know.
You bro, man. Come on, Rich.
So I think we're good, and then we're gonna go into one more, boys, before we go ahead and wrap this one up. And I want to get into. I'm gonna save lyricists for next week. We're gonna save lyricists for next week when we do goats as well. So y'all stay tuned for that. We're gonna wrap the show on top 3 most unique rappers you've heard. And when I say unique, right? Not unique and trash, but unique that you can appreciate, right? They gave you something different. Like, you know what? I can fuck with that. Who belongs in that conversation?
Unique?
Let me give you where I started. Twista is in that conversation.
I was about to say Crazy Bone.
Yep, I can see that. I had Old Dirty Bastard in that conversation.
Definitely.
And
actually, you know what? I think Old Dirty Bastard's now overrated. I really think now that you bring him up, I think he's overrated.
I can see it.
But the thing is, he's been with some heavy hitters.
So
you know, he's done a lot of good features with a lot of heavy hitters, man.
He's done songs with Mariah, like
yeah.
But again, he's just he's such a powerhouse.
ODB is that
right?
dude.
Yeah, I don't know about him being overrated.
He's an entertainer. He's that, right?
Yeah, he's an entertainer.
He's Missy, probably, right? He's probably that kind of individual. But I can agree with you, Little. If you said he's overrated, I went back and listened to his album. I was like, what am I listening to? That's true. I couldn't, I had to fast through it a couple times. So who belongs? Who's on this list?
Unique.
Busta Rhymes' name will come up a lot. I don't know. So here's the thing with Busta. I don't know if he's super unique. I don't know that to be true. Right?
Who else was wilding like that when they came out?
Luda. I think Luda's unique. I think Ludacris is.
I don't think he's unique. I think he's a carbon copy of Redman.
Shit.
I think when he wants to rap, Luda is nice. But most of the time, he's just goofing.
Good one, Mike. Good one.
3,000.
Unique?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dre's definitely different. Yeah.
And his wordplay is very unique the way he sets shit up.
Oh shit! I'm forgetting one of my dogs, one of my favorites. I think he's unique. Again, I'm biased to this, and I will say Jeezy. I think Jeezy's unique.
What's unique about Jeezy?
I'm not talking. You don't listen to Mobb Deep. Like, you don't listen to Mobb Deep. How the hell I expect you to like Jeezy?
The disgust on main space.
Are you kidding me, dog?
Yeah. He was totally disgusting.
You don't like guys who talk about drugs in their rap, dog. You don't like that. You don't like that shit.
I mean, can't you throw Pac in there?
Him is unique.
I don't know
Pac
about
is unique.
You know my love for Pac. I don't know if Pac was unique.
I think
but okay, so when you say unique again, what does that mean again?
Their own like
they got their own lane.
They're in their own lane
thing. They got their own thing.
In hip hop, it's very okay. So E40,
absolutely.
E40 definitely got his own lingo.
My number 3. I just didn't want to say it.
KJ, knock it off, man. Stop fueling the fire.
But he is though. He is. Like, are you serious? E40 absolutely is. Yo,
but we don't want to get him started.
No, but
he's absolutely right.
Let's just be honest though. E40, like he might be one of the most unique ever. Like, let's just be honest. Yeah. When you talk about the slang and all that stuff, like he might be, dog. It's so much stuff like trends and stuff he started. We can make fun of the lyricists and all that stuff, but when you talk about this word in particular being unique, E40 absolutely is one of the most unique guys. So many people have swiped stuff from him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like Game and all that type of stuff. So like, I don't know. Yeah, E40 definitely is definitely the most.
Who is Lucas that Carrie's referring to? Who am I?
Jonah Lucas.
Oh, is he unique?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Lucas is tough.
He's from Worcester, right? Isn't he from around?
Yeah.
I think someone we're overlooking besides Kendrick Lamar. I think he's very unique, and Tyler the Creator very unique.
Tyler the Creator, yeah.
He does a lot of crazy, wild shit, but he's actually tough lyrically if you like listen to his bars.
He's actually underrated.
Yeah.
Does he have a classic album?
I don't know enough of his music.
I mean, for today's kids, maybe, but I don't know.
This is another one, and some people might not see it, but A Boogie with the Hoodie's unique too.
My daughter loves him. She loves A Boogie. My daughter loves A Boogie.
He was at the Yankee Stadium. That was my nacho break. I wouldn't have got like, fuck this, man. I'm getting out of here.
You don't fuck with the youngins?
I can't do it, man. Not one of them entertains me, bro. Not one. Oh, that's not true. I listened to Chance the Rapper recently. I like him.
Chance is tough too.
Yeah, I like Chance the Rapper. Sparring Minds listeners, it's our time. We're gonna go ahead and throw the lob to Little for the mirror time.
It's tough.
And
part
Little,
2, man.
So next week, Friday, we're gonna finish the rest of this list. We're gonna be doing the greatest of all time, fellas.
So y'all make sure y'all do your homework too.
100%. Do your homework. Come back and rock with us. Greatest of all time is coming next week. Best entertainers of all time is coming next week. Best lyricists of all time is coming next week.
We need best mixtape.
Historic battles is coming next week.
Oh,
we gearing up, man. We gearing up. Little, get us the mirror time, God.
Shit.
Damn, he said battles?
Damn.
That's gonna be hard.
You do know one of those big famous battles was actually not supposed to even happen. That Jay-Z DMX, that was not actually supposed to happen.
No. You're going too far. You're going too far.
Get ahead of yourself.
Next Friday, we'll tell
you. That's a good story. Yeah. That's a good story. That just
all right. Today's mirror time is to remind yourself nobody's built like you. You design yourself. Now, where's that quote from?
From
Jay-Z.
Exactly.
Good job. I'm happy with that.
God,
all my listeners, next Friday,
we got to get into the mixtapes.
Top 3 mixtapes next week as well. We're going to throw it into the lab. We will see y'all then. Until then, we'll holla.
Peace out.
All I really know is Yo-Ho wants to be with C.